And good morning. It is 7 a.m. and it's the Real Monica Adams Show. So happy to have you along. You know, a little change in the weather, but I wouldn't say you should be upset by it because this is truly what fall weather should feel like, right? 60 degrees. So it might feel a little chilly this morning. Because we've had 80-degree weather. So I know yesterday they were predicting a high of 84. I'm going to have to check if we hit that, because if we did, then we actually hit a record, because 82 was the record. Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, all in the 80s. It felt like summer all over again. I had a great time. How many of you have not been to the Venice Cafe in a long time? We went last night. That is the craziest place. And I was trying to figure out how long it had been open. How long do you think? Some great music that's played there. Just so much fun to just look around. If you've never been, you've missed out on a true icon in St. Louis. I mean, the craziest things hanging from the walls. You walk in, all the mosaic. The bathrooms alone are super cool looking. I'll post some pictures on my social pages a little bit later, but wonderful to see some old friends get together. That's what it's all about, right? Creating memories. So we went to Venice Cafe and we went over to Fraser's. Incredible food that they have there. Truly incredible. So two places in the city. And if you go to see the brewery lights, which they are going to have in just a couple of weeks, you might want to head over to Venice Cafe and to Fraser's. So thanks for a great time last night to my friends Joan and Julie and a new friend we met named Nancy. It was a wonderful one. Definitely a night to be out and enjoying the weather. You know, I wouldn't say that you wouldn't be able to over the next few days though also, because 60 is going to be the high for today, dropping down into the 40s tonight, and then you're talking about sunshine and pretty much 60 degrees across the board on Saturday, on Sunday, and then on Monday, even warmer possibly, and a high of 66. We cannot complain about this weather in St. Louis, unless you truly are wanting the cold and the snow already. And no, if you're one of those, stay away. I don't need that snow just yet. If you've followed me for a while, you know that we have this, the length of a football field driveway, and it's so slick. Whenever I see the snow in the forecast, I'm like, ah. So that's why I'm not a fan of snow. Do I like the first snowfall? To see it beautiful? Yeah. I mean, to me, this would be the perfect way to have winter. The snow falls on Christmas Day. No one's having to go drive out in it, hopefully, and you just get to enjoy it with your family. Making the memories with your family, sitting by the fireplace. That's what it's all about. So how are you doing this morning? If you're having a bad day, I hope things can switch around. We're going to actually sprinkle in some music for you today. If you saw my post over the last couple of days, I was giving you a rundown of some incredible shows that we have coming up. Today, we are so honored to have Eli Ward. Now, if you are a big fan of The Voice, you may have seen Eli on the show. He's from Waterloo, Illinois. In fact, we're doubly blessed this season because we have Waterloo, Illinois represented, and we have Foley, Missouri. So Missouri represented as well. Ruby Lee is going to be on the show coming up in the next couple of weeks. But today, we're going to talk to Eli about his experience. He was voted off, but he is now, well, you know, a lot of times if you follow those big shows like The Voice or American Idol, all those talent shows, many times if they don't make it into the top 5, even the top 10 sometimes, they're better off. They get all of the attention, and then people are like, hey, I want to represent you. Let's take you even higher in this. That sometimes I think can be best, unless you're obviously like Kelly Clarkson, she won it. Carrie Underwood, she won it. The big ones that are like number 1 and 2, yes, they usually take their career. But what happens to 3, 4, 5, 6? We know about them, we love them, and we always go, well, where'd they go? Well, we're going to make sure that Eli Ward not only stays in your mind, but stays in your heart. So he's going to tell us about his experience. He's going to perform for us right here today. We are very blessed to have that. I also want to just sprinkle in some news besides the weather. If you've been following along with what's been going on in Hollywood, I want to congratulate my fellow brothers and sisters in the union, SAG-AFTRA. They stuck very strong to their roots of, hey, AI is a really dangerous thing in so many industries, including those in Hollywood, any of those that have to do with our broadcasting sector. So after what, I think it was 118 days, they did come to a tentative agreement with the Hollywood studios. So congratulations, and staying true to you and sticking to your guns. Congratulations to everything that you fought for over the last 118 days. So they'll getting back to the movies and getting those movies out and the TV shows that you're used to, etc. So congratulations. I hope you're having a good one. I'm going to be looking at your comments, and here's what I want you to do. If you watch the show The Voice, ask any questions of Eli. Give us some comments. Let me know what you would like to hear from Eli, and you'll be listening to him. Again, live performances right here. Nowhere else. Eli Ward is with us. He will be in the blue chair when we return. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Look at all that. The chairs are turning. They love him. They see him. They enjoy his performance. Why is he not still on the show? He's here with us. We're going to take you big, Eli. Eli Ward, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really looking forward to it.
Waterloo, Illinois, right?
Yes.
Born and raised?
Yep.
Okay, so we usually ask this in St. Louis, but where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school in Waterloo High School.
Okay.
It's just, there's that one and then there's a private one, but
so there's only two?
Yeah, Waterloo's not quite the size of the St. Louis.
So singer, songwriter, you started playing piano at a very young age.
I did, yes. My mom and dad enrolled me in piano lessons at probably age 6. Mm-hmm. My mom has been such a musician for her whole life, so I've just kind of always been raised in a musical household. But knowing piano since such a young age, when everything's so malleable and moldable, it really influenced everything music. I always say the piano is like the godmother of all instruments, and once you know piano, you can kind of apply it to everything else.
Amen. So we're looking at you when you were younger. You not only play the piano, you play the guitar, and actually I think the thing that I think is something people need to listen to. If you introduce your kids at a young age to a musical realm and they really love it, like you're not pushing it on them, but they really love it. And you can find what they are drawn to. I wanted to play the piano so bad, Eli, when I was younger, but my school didn't offer it.
Oh.
And so it kind of broke my heart, but I do love this. My parents were big jitterbug and swing dancers, and so I grew up in a musical family, and my dad said, how about the saxophone? And I didn't have an aversion to it. I was like, oh, I hear it in Motown music. Okay, so I played the saxophone, but I came back to the piano. You're right. The piano is I will just sit there and listen. I wish I had a piano in here for you to play, but instead we have a guitar that he'll be playing for us later. So you play the guitar, you play the piano. What else? You play a lot of instruments.
Yeah, I've played, I think piano was my first, and then around, I don't know, probably 7.5 or 8, I started playing drums and all things percussion. I play like drum set, whether it's pitched percussion, so like marimba, xylophone, those type of things. Those were like my second instrument. So I was a piano player and then a drummer, and then guitar is actually my most recent pickup. It's still old. I started playing guitar probably around like 10.
Okay.
But definitely as a drummer.
Well, you're so talented, and we saw that play out on the show. So let's just go through that. How did it all come about?
The voice?
Yes.
It was actually as a joke. I had a friend that asked me if I could play guitar for her audition, and she was like, while we're at it, you may as well audition. I was like, I'm not going to audition for The Voice. There's no point in doing that for me. Because I've been a vocalist forever. I sang all throughout junior high and high school, but when I went to college, I didn't really ever sing very much. I was super focused on running because I run cross country and track at the University of Iowa. So it was just kind of a tearing between, do I follow the music career, the music dream, or do I try and follow the running dream?
Right.
And I decided I just wasn't going to do music as much as I had when I got to college, so I wasn't going to try for The Voice because I hadn't sang in 3 years. And then somehow callback turned into more callbacks, and then I was in Burbank before I knew it. So I still don't really know how it all happened, but it did.
So the time frame, because everybody's, people watch the show and they're like, oh, is this live? No, it's not live. It was taped.
Yeah.
In fact, I heard you while we were getting ready that they're already taping the next season while they were doing your season. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, that's what people don't know, the behind the scenes stuff. So you get the callback and then you're like, holy cow, everything's changing. All right, let's do this. Full steam ahead.
Yeah.
Walk us through the experience.
Oh man, since day one, I mean, it was already like such a scary thing where you get on a plane and you land and you're in Burbank and you're surrounded by 100 of the best musicians ever. And I've always been so big into music, but being surrounded by that caliber of vocalists was like horrifying. Even on the first night, it's you and then like about 80 to 100 other contestants, and they're all just like humans. They're all incredible people. So every night we just have like big jam sessions, and I would play my guitar out to any song that someone would call out, and I don't think I sang in front of people for like the first 4 or 5 days because I was just like, no, you guys are on a different level, I promise. But eventually the confidence grew, especially just because of the people that were there. We got to sing more and more, and I mean, if you surround yourself with people who are better than you or who know more than you, you tend to level up pretty fast. So
amen. And yeah, I heard somebody saying, the other day, if you ever think that you've reached your capacity, you ever think that you're at the top of your game, oh, get ready. Someone's going to get ready to knock you off, because there's always someone that you'll feel like, oh, are they better? But they make you level up, rise up. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, it's the Real Monica Adams Show. Again, we're in the Invita Health and Wellness Studios, and we are joined by Eli Ward from Waterloo, Illinois, most recently on The Voice. So now let's go from day one, performing in front of all of us watching on TV. How nerve-wracking is it? Or
of that, and then they all eventually kind of broke up, and they're doing their own thing now, and they're all pretty wildly successful.
So that's where he's from. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes, I was like, oh, let's look him up. I'm like, oh, great singer, and it was so funny that I was watching the other night, and I heard John Legend say, he's not that cute. Oh, and they're like, oh, and I was like, oh yeah, all the girls are drawn to him looks-wise.
Yeah, that's definitely a big draw factor. There were a lot of contestants this season that even like the second they got Niall to turn around, exactly what coach they were going to pick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So tell us about that. So Niall and John and Gwen and Reba, going into it, who were you most excited to meet?
Oh man, in a perfect world, when I got to choose anybody I wanted to, and there was nobody on any team yet, and I didn't have to think logically, I think I either would have gone for Niall or John. I've always idolized John. John Legend is such a wizard on the piano, but also like his musicianship just sets him apart from a lot of other people. And I grew up listening to John Legend, and then my other choice would have been Niall, because Niall is pretty close to my sound.
Okay.
He is, the singer-songwriter, the pop, the kind of acoustic pop, goes pretty hand in hand with what I do. So I figured that might be the best for me as an artist, as a musician. But I ended up auditioning super, super late in the process. When I went, there were, I think, 5 chair turns left. I went super late on day 5. There was a big chance I didn't even get to go. So I knew everybody that was on the teams. At that point, I just wanted somebody to turn a chair.
Please turn your chair for me.
Yeah.
I loved watching your parents.
Yeah.
Yes, and their reactions. Right? Sometimes you'll see crying. Sometimes you'll be like, yeah, and fist pumps.
Yeah.
So what have they said about this whole experience?
I don't think they've processed it either. It's such an out of any sort of reality that they were just there.
Yeah.
So back when all this started, they were always like, this is really cool, another callback, but like, there's no way this all really happens, right? Like that's such a weird, like, out there type of thing. And then it eventually happened, and they had to actually come in for some interviews as well. The week before Blinds, everyone gets to bring 2 family or friends, and I did a couple interviews with them, and they were so hilariously not great at interviewing, mostly because I had just spent a month in front of a camera, and they've never done anything.
Right.
So my mom was kind of mortified. Yeah, exactly. My dad was great at it, and honestly, my mom was too. It was just those first couple minutes, they were like, I don't know how to act on a camera, but we've all been there.
Well, we want you to get used to it, 'cause I think this is in your future. So it's funny because I'm sure you also have never had anybody fawn all over you and do hair and makeup and wardrobe.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was that like?
It was actually super fun. One of the first days we were there, we had wardrobe fittings, and you had to bring 5 or 6 full outfits from your home, or if you bought them somewhere. And then you'd have a stylist that kind of pick through. It's like, all right, let's do this. And then they have just a warehouse full of every single thing you've ever seen.
So what we're looking at here, is this you or is this their clothes?
Honestly, all of those ones are my clothes.
Oh, yours.
But
okay.
A decent amount of everything was my clothes. There was that tank top that I got to wear in battles that wasn't mine that I really loved.
Okay, I want to ask you if you like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'll have stylists that'll put you in something. And that's me. I'll put models and stuff, and I'm like, is this you, or am I taking you so far out of your realm? And they're like, this is definitely not me, but I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what I want to know is, do you like this? Are those yours, or is that theirs?
All of that except for the jacket is mine. I'm
Okay.
actually wearing those pants
Those
right
are
now.
okay. So you're already Mr. Stylish.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. Eli Ward, if you watched him on The Voice and you have any comments or questions about his experience thus far, let us know. Marilyn says, did you have an idea prior to your performance of your favorite judge? Was it Gwen? No, so we just asked. So I'm going to ask because Reba is someone I love, and I've been blessed to interview her 3 times in my career. One of which was when this is years ago, she did Annie Get Your Gun on Broadway.
Yeah.
And it was just this. It was she and I, and it was just,
so cool.
She's so real, is she not?
Yes.
That's what I want everybody to know. That's not fake. That is not a put on.
She is the realest person ever. After Blinds happened, I was sitting down with a friend, waiting to do whatever we had to do that day. I don't remember. And everyone always has security. You don't really talk to them a ton if they have jobs to do. We have jobs to do.
Sure.
And Reba McEntire just walks in the back door and sits down with us. And I didn't even know it was her.
Did she do this? Because she told me one time that I sound like her. So I did this for her. Did she say, hi, this is Reba McEntire?
Honestly, if I had my eyes closed, I'd probably believe it.
I did. I interviewed her when I used to do mornings at WIL, and I said, hang on, Reba, I'm told that I can do your voice pretty good. She goes, let's hear it. And I did, and she goes, you sound just like me.
Yeah,
she is incredible, right?
She's so incredible.
Yes,
she
the
sat
queen.
down and just talked to us like a normal human for 20, 30 minutes, and the whole time I was just like,
this is Reba.
you could, you ultra celebrity. She's topped every single market she's ever been a part of, and she's so humble. She just sits down and just connects human to human. She was awesome.
Well, you would hope that they all would be. Did anybody have an air about them? Anybody a little pompous or
no?
Good.
I didn't think so at all. Good. Out of the 4 of them, obviously, I talked to Gwen the most. Her being my coach, and Gwen was awesome. I had no idea. I honestly didn't know a ton about Gwen. Obviously, I knew that her No Doubt days, and then she's kind of been doing her own thing. But I didn't really know a ton about her personality. And
she just seems adorable.
She was so adorable.
I used to follow her with No Doubt, and I'll tell you what, that woman is in incredible shape. She played at what is now Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, but I was taking pictures. This is probably 10, 12 years ago. I kept taking pictures of her abs, Eli. She is ripped. I'm like, holy cow, this is way before Blake. But yes, I'm glad you said that, because everyone always wonders, how's the interaction? How did they treat the talent? Because really, they should be taking you under their wings and guiding you for your career.
Exactly.
And they did.
Absolutely.
That's good to hear.
I think I didn't really know what to expect going into my first practice with Gwen after Blinds. I didn't know, because most everything we did, if we were together, was being filmed, just because if you film for 17 hours, you're going to have 30 minutes of footage that looks really cool.
Right.
So I didn't know if it was all just going to kind of be scripted, but we got in there, and instantly she was to work. She was trying to really help, and she was doing things or saying things that you knew they probably weren't going to air on camera. So I was like, oh, you're being real. This isn't just an outfit you put on for the camera. She was so helpful. She was cool. Speaking
of her outfits, she's a fashion icon. I mean, the woman's amazing. So there we go. If you're just tuning in, Eli Ward, singer, songwriter, former contestant on The Voice. That's okay. He may not be there anymore, but where are we going to take his career? I wanted to have him on. You have any comments, any questions? I'm going to look at the comments. We're going to take a break, though. When we come back, he's going to perform for us live. We're going to have him perform actually 3 times. The first live performance coming up right after the break. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@therealmonicaadams.com.
I miss the days we walked together The day we'd say we'd be forever, but I can't seem to get you off my mind. Ever since you left me behind, fear of missing out once again. I don't feel myself without my friends, but I can't leave 'cause I got things to do. So I'll stay right here so I can see this through. Fear of missing out, fear of missing out. I still go back to read our story, the one we never stopped to write. I can't pretend this never happened, and I'll be damned to think what happened wasn't right. Fear of missing out once again. I don't feel myself without my friends, but I can't leave 'cause I got things to do. So I'll stay right here so I can see this through. Maybe I had to lose you to find myself, 'cause ever since you left me it's been hell. And so I'll sit in this hotel room trying to draw up how to tell you, but the words just fade to memories of us. Fear of missing out, fear of missing out, fear of missing out once again. I don't feel myself without my friends, but I can't leave 'cause I got things to do. So I'll stay right here so I can see this through. Fear of missing out, fear of missing out, fear of missing out.
Woo, you are good. You are so talented. I was following along with Eli on Instagram, by the way, and I was like, this kid is so talented. You have so much going for you. You're a very attractive young man as well. I could see you modeling and singing and songwriting, and we're going to take him. You know, I remember Ellen DeGeneres always saying that she launched this career, that career, right here. We're going to take your career higher, Eli. So what? They didn't keep you on The Voice. The Real Monica Adams Show in this community is going to take you high. So where do you go with your mindset when you're performing? Because to me, from the musical side and the creative side of life, you got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
You dig deep down into your spirit and your soul, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think performing is such a like intimate act. It's something you have to be like really in tune with the song and yourself, and it's very vulnerable to put out your music or to put out your voice, your song, your story. It's something that if you do it halfway, it usually doesn't go across very well. For me, I think the biggest part of music is just portraying emotion. I have always said that music has a better time dealing with things than words do half the time. So yeah, I think being able to perform, being able to tell a story is what music's all about to me.
And passion. You can feel the passion within you. Have you been told you're an old soul?
I have heard that, yeah.
Not yet.
Before.
That's what I feel in you. It's like, gosh, this kid's, you're 21, right?
Yep.
No, you feel like you've been around for a long, long time, that you've lived. So fear of missing out. What?
Yeah, that was a song that I actually wrote 1 or 2 days before my blind audition aired. I wrote it with a friend named Jared Fisher, and I don't really know even why we started writing it. We were just hanging out in a hotel room and thinking about really this whole experience, because for me, that month that I got to spend with those people and those coaches was like, it felt like home. Yeah, it felt like I finally found, or I belonged, doing music, surrounded by those people. And the idea of not getting to continue that definitely wasn't the fondest idea I've ever had. And when like I said, I auditioned on day 5, which was the last day of blind auditions. I didn't think I was going to get a chance to even audition when day 3 happened because there were so many people already on teams. I was like, man, you know what? I didn't lose. This was already the coolest experience ever, but it definitely, I wanted to keep going.
Right.
So we wrote the song Fear of Missing Out because we knew people might be coming back to Burbank and we weren't going to get the chance to. And then things ended up working out a little bit better than that. But the song still exists.
Are you a faith-based man?
Yeah.
So it's really incredible of, you look at, oh my gosh, I'm get this opportunity to be on The Voice. I want to be the winner. And then it's, what's going to happen if God moves me around in different ways? I mean, you look at contestants from any of the talent shows, as I mentioned earlier, and, you look at the face of, oh, shoot, I'm getting kicked off. But then you hear just how far they go. Exactly. And many times it's a blessing in disguise of, if you're not number 1 or 2 or 3, that you're not bound by so much in management, right? That's what I've always heard.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't really speak as far as what that management or what those labels might be like because I've never existed in one. I know nothing about them, but you definitely have no ties. And there's such a huge launch pad of traction from any of those shows. I mean, just in one day, you're gaining a couple hundred followers, almost 1,000 followers in a day, which is something that little small town Waterloo has never, Waterloo boy has never experienced.
Waterloo boy. Who have been your influences growing up?
I think obviously my biggest influence ever will forever be my mom. But I feel like
I love that you just said that.
I feel like that's the lame answer that everyone gives.
It is not. No, actually, you hear too often immediately going to a celebrity. And I've always said I wish people would give it to their parents more or their grandparents or whoever the first influence was.
No, I'm nothing without my parents. Since day one, there have been everything. I was just a little kid plunking the white and black keys, and my mom was like, all right, well, let's try this, or let's try this. Since day one, I've had so much support in whatever I've wanted to do that regardless of the genre of music I'm currently chasing after, or even if I wasn't doing music, if I was doing running, if I was playing soccer, if I was wanting to do mechanical engineering, that's what I went to school for. But my parents were always in my corner. And music was just another thing. My mom was always people that have their own small talent management or something would reach out, but nothing super serious. Recently I've had an agency, an acting agency out in Los Angeles reach out to me, which is definitely something I'd like to pursue just because I really think all of the creative world is pretty close-knit. People have a lot of connections, and it'd be silly of me not to take it.
Well, you just went to my next question, because I was going to say, would you ever close your mind, which I don't think people should. If somebody wants to take you into acting, they want you to do live theater, they want you to write, they want you to sing, you're open to all of that.
Yeah, I've been songwriting with a lot of people recently, whether it's remote or I'll be in Nashville sometimes. I would love to get to produce things. I would love to continue writing and producing, but at the same time I would absolutely be open into there have been some modeling things that
that's what I want to know. Have you ever modeled before?
I never have.
Oh, you're going to.
But I would love to.
Look at him. Come on, the smile, everything. You're a good looking kid. But I think the thing that shows the most is you can feel the influence that you've had in your upbringing. You were raised with great parents, and that's what shows. It's the happiness on the inside that truly makes someone really attractive. You could have the most attractive people in the world, and that's, who cares? Because if they've got ugliness in their heart, that shows. And you're like, so what? You're good looking, but you're pompous and you got an ego. But that kind of happiness is showing. Let's bring the community in. Let's see what they're saying or any questions that they have for you. Very true. As a songwriter, I think it's a powerful thing to share your work. And although I have not professionally shared mine, I applaud you for doing your music. Beautiful, never stop, you're awesome. That's from Donna. Okay, Kristen said the same thing I just said. Definitely an old soul feeling. You are just so well-spoken also. I mean, there's a lot of people that would come in here and be so nervous. And you were just like, hi, and let's just go. I was like, this kid's amazing. I say kid. So somebody said, you sound amazing. Awesome, Eli. It was fun watching our local on The Voice. Congrats and best wishes. We will see and hear lots of you in the future. I'm sure of it. Beautiful. What a talent and a cutie. Beautiful voice. Bravo. Beautiful tone. He's so young. He's going places. Yeah, if you have any questions for Eli, let us know. I'm really proud of where you are. The other contestants on the show, did anybody really stand out to you where you were like, wow, I just want to see this person go far?
Yeah, definitely.
Who's that?
There were a couple. One of the best friends I've made now, his name is Tanner Massey. He's incredible. He's 19, and I swear the dude has like auto-tune on his vocal cords.
Really?
Yeah, and we've had such different upbringings. He's been like doing talents label management basically for like since like age 13. He's been around Los Angeles already. He's a kid from Oklahoma City, and I'm just the most like normal, like I played at recess in my 5th grade class just hanging around, and he was in studios. So we definitely kind of taught each other a couple things. He made me such a better singer in like 2 days. I was like, whoa, Tanner. But it was really fun. But there are so many names. There are so many incredible people. I'm actually playing a gig this weekend for.
Where?
It's up near like Quincy, Illinois. So it's a ways from here. But it's for my grandpa's 80th birthday, and he just wanted to do something, and I'm bringing like 3 of my voice friends.
What's your grandpa's name?
My grandpa is Delbert.
Can you
Delbert
sing Happy
Ward.
Birthday for him early?
I would love to.
Go ahead. This is to Grandpa.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandpa. Happy birthday to you.
I love it. He gets it a little bit early. 80th is a big one. That's going to be a fun party. So, Again, I want people to follow you. We're going to hear another performance from Eli, but where's the best place? Is it Instagram, TikTok, or what? Are you on both?
Yeah, I'm everywhere, honestly, but my guess is I'm probably the best on Instagram. That's just what I've always done.
That's where I started following you.
I'm on TikTok. More as of recently, I've never really been into TikTok. I always just waste all of my time scrolling, and then I am so mad at myself because it's 2 a.m. and I've just wasted 3 hours.
You get sucked in.
Yeah, but it's hard to be a creative person or in a creative spot right now and not try and take advantage of social media. So I'm currently on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on pretty much wherever you look to find me. All of my music is out on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, wherever you listen to music, it'll be there.
What's your handle on Instagram?
It's eli.ward02, so it's eli.ward02.
02. Okay, so will you play another song for us as we go into
I'd
the
love
break?
to. Yeah.
And these are all your originals, right?
Yes, that one was one that's not out yet. I'll play one that's on Spotify right now.
Okay.
But yeah, it's called Wildfire.
Wildfire.
I saw the picture that you said you meant to hide, but you didn't. And it's no secret. And now you smile and stand upright with your pride, 'cause you knew I'd see it and that I'd feel it. You brought the dirt in on your shoes, put it on me, they'll cut you loose. Turns out I did have more to lose. I guess you had something to prove. Was I to be captivated by you anymore?
Carroll House Furniture is growing and hiring for many positions. Drive to success, delivering concierge service and setup in customer homes.
Enjoy teamwork in our clean, organized warehouse where Carroll House stocks for fast, free delivery.
Associates sell more and make more with 3.5 acres of choices in stock, infinite custom orders, plus the lowest prices in the country.
If you like top pay and the best benefits in St. Louis, you'll love working here.
So if you like nice things, join the Carroll House Furniture family.
Well, the warmer weather is exiting and colder weather is upon us. Have you been putting off getting that heater inspected or fixed? Well, that's like pushing your car to fumes. You don't want to be left feeling empty and cold. Let Aldon Indoor Air Quality Specialist come to your rescue to take you out of the miserable cold inside your home and help warm you, your home, and your hearts. Don't put it off or you'll be stranded inside in the cold. Aldon Indoor Air Quality Specialist. From routine maintenance to unexpected repairs, they've got you covered with 24-hour availability. al-don.com.
And And I can't stand to be captivated by you anymore. And I'll drive down your street just to look at your door. Was I a second of your time, a temporary high? Another chapter in your book, the one you'll burn and overlook. I still go down to that picnic table, it felt like home. May 7th was the last time that I didn't feel alone. So I'll keep acting like I'm fine inside this wildfire. It's raining hard and not so much that my lighthouse goes unnoticed. My mind gets darker without you, not even meds could keep me focused. Ooh, lose my mind just to find my soul. I stay up at night dreaming about my home. I guess water and fire, not a good way to cold. And I can't stand to be captivated by you anymore. And I'll drive down your street just to look at your door. Was I a second of your time, a temporary high? Another chapter in your book, the one you're burning overlook. I still go down to that picnic table, it felt like home. May 7th was the last time that I didn't feel alone. So I'll keep acting like I'm fine inside this wildfire.
Gosh, you are good.
Thank you.
Good. I mean, beyond the tone in your voice, the beautiful tone in your voice, the command you have on your voice, your musicianship, but it's where you go with your words. That's what I'm impressed by. Which ones do you guys like the best? You've heard a few. Well, you also heard Happy Birthday. You've heard a few from him. And again, that was your favorite?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Grandpa. Actually, everybody was saying happy birthday to Grandpa. Okay, so
great.
I was actually going to go here next. We have a picture of someone who is very near and dear to you for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
You have been, in fact, dating someone.
I
So
have.
somebody wanted to know if you had a girlfriend. I was like, yes, well, we're definitely going to bring that up. You do. So tell us about her.
Yeah, her name is Rachel Patterson. She is another Waterloo kiddo. Back when we met, like 3rd or 4th grade, and since I actually asked her out in 5th grade, and she told me no. But I was persistent. There's the lesson. Maybe
Don't
not.
give up.
Yeah. So I asked her out then in 7th grade, and we've been dating ever since. And she's awesome. She is a senior at Illinois State University, doing nursing, and she's the hardest working person potentially on planet Earth.
Really?
Yeah, she's crazy. But
And so what does she think about this whole experience?
I mean, she's thought it's just as crazy as everybody else. I mean, I don't think anybody can be like, oh yeah, that's normal. You're just hanging out with Gwen Stefani.
Exactly. Oh yeah, we're old friends.
Yeah, exactly. But she thought she was so supportive. It definitely sucked for a little bit because the summer is the only time we get to be really together. We've been doing distance for the last 3.5 years now. I go to school at University of Iowa, and she's in Illinois State. So it's not horrible. It's like 3-hour drive. But between both of us at some points running cross-country and track and just being in school, there's not a ton of time where we can drive around and visit. So not being able to then see each other for a lot of the summer definitely wasn't the greatest, but that's how it goes sometimes, and she was
Absence
nothing but
makes the
supportive.
heart grow fonder, Eli, when she's apart, right?
Wrote a song about
Yeah,
that.
oh, see, of course you did. Is she involved in any kind of music or?
Not a ton. She's played flute for I don't know, like 10 years. She's crazy good at flute, but she doesn't play it very much in college. She still plays it at church when she's back in Waterloo at like any Christmas ceremonies or something. She'll play the flute, but she doesn't do a ton with it as much anymore.
So the holidays are upon us.
Yeah.
Are you getting requests for people wanting you to do anything special for Christmas or Thanksgiving, or where will you spend the holidays?
I haven't actually, not for Christmas yet. I usually, well,
Let's book him for a Christmas party.
my problem is I usually plan my day like 20 minutes before it happens.
Oh, okay.
But as far as gigs go, I'm usually 2-ish weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
So here in a couple of weeks, we'll probably get stuff figured out for Christmas. But for Thanksgiving, I mean, I will be back in the same spot as my grandpa's birthday, back in central Illinois, hanging out with family, eating good food.
Are you still in school? You said you were studying mechanical engineering.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
Weird story. I did mechanical engineering for about 2 years, and then I missed music a lot. I was like, man, I want to do music. So I was going to transfer to Belmont in Nashville for songwriting and music production, I think it was. And I got in. I was like, all right, I'm going to go. And then right at that same time, I started running really fast in track. And I was like, you know what? I've only got like a couple years left here. Running Big Ten is also one of my like all-time dreams. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to see this through, and then I'll do the music thing. So I ended up staying at Iowa, but because I thought I was going to transfer, I dropped all my engineering classes because nobody wants to be taking Calc 4 if they don't have to be.
No thanks.
Yeah, crazy. But I ended up not then being able to go back into engineering because I just dropped it, and then it was going to take another like 2 semesters to it was going to be weird. So I ended up, I'm currently in an interdepartmental business with kind of like a technology focus. So it's not as much the lane I'm currently going down, but I think it'd be silly for me not to finish up something that I'm so close to being done with.
Well, that's the really driven, intelligent side of you, right? Business is so important for every field.
Exactly.
And then to never give this up, right? The passion. You've already had this wonderful introduction to the world that you wouldn't want to give that up. Let's see. Oh, so everyone's complimenting you, saying you make a cute couple. Bravo.
Thank you.
So refreshing to watch a young man who values his family and has so much talent. Follow your dreams. Absolutely. So how well did you get to know Ruby, who is going to be on our show in the next couple of weeks?
Ruby is so cool. I met Ruby a little bit later. I don't know, but our paths didn't cross for like the first week, and we ended up throwing like a 4th of July party, and everybody got together in this park, and like me and like 5 other people like set up this huge like a stupid amount of food. We had like grilling everything, and that was really the first time I sat and talked to Ruby. And it's Ruby and her dad. I'm sure, honestly, her dad will probably be here. Her dad
I actually said I would love to have the family on.
They're so cool. It'll be so much fun.
Yes.
But Ruby is not only just the most incredible singer I've ever heard.
That yodeling. Holy
It's
cow.
crazy. She's so kind. She's so down to earth.
Well, she reminds me, I mean, granted, she started much, much earlier than that, but we don't see a lot of people yodeling.
Yeah.
But you think back to Leanne Rimes, right? That's kind of that start and where she went. But, I mean, so proud to be represented by Foley, Missouri, Waterloo, Illinois. She just seems so sweet. She's young.
Yep.
So, what, 16?
Yeah.
But, I mean, she's done so much already. I think she's actually playing... She's playing somewhere, I think maybe this weekend, but it's sold out already.
Yeah, not surprising.
It's somewhere in Cottleville, and everyone's like, oh, I want to go. I'm like, no, never mind, it's already sold out.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to follow her. But yeah, so you had a little interaction with her.
Yeah, I heard her sing. I was actually, I think, grilling bratwurst or something, and I had never heard her sing. And she pulled out her guitar and started singing. I was like, who is that? And where can I buy concert tickets? And she's so incredible. And then I sat down and talked to her, and we played a song together. I think it was Jason Isbell, if you know who that is. A song called "If We Were Vampires," and it's one of my a super loved song of mine. And hearing her sing it, and it was just such a different rendition because her voice is so piercing and like pitch perfect, but at the same time still like round. I have no idea how to describe what she does. She's a phenomenal singer.
Yeah. But
hearing her like take on that at age 16, I was like, man.
Right?
I was 16. I was like worried about what game I was gonna play next on Xbox. Like, keep doing you, Ruby. You're gonna be big, really good.
I love that you said
really
that.
fast.
So if you look at the contestants that are on The Voice right now, and if you had to pick, who do you think would win?
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Ruby goes really far. I mean, she's so talented, but she has like America behind her because nobody yodels anymore.
Right.
So that's definitely a pushing factor. She's also super likable. And once it gets to live shows, it doesn't matter what the coaches think anymore.
Correct.
It's no longer
All
about
us.
like who's by definition the most musically talented. It's who does America like the most. So I could see Ruby going really far. I could see Tanner, the one I was telling you about, and then the other one I'd probably say is a girl named Nene Iris. She's the most like coolest woman I've ever met. She's so cool. She's from Brooklyn, actually from a home country of Georgia.
Okay.
And she's just a powerhouse. She doesn't hit a wrong note, and she like captures emotion and feeling. I don't know. I would say one of those three. Those will be my three takes.
So remember this. Remember what he said, and let's see how far along. What fun behind the scenes stuff can you give us of some of the people that you had a chance to meet from a celebrity standpoint? Because you weren't on with any kind of mentors. That just came into play, right?
Yeah.
So because
mentors were-
Winona and Dan and Shay were just on.
Yeah, they were right after me. So really, all of my interaction was pretty much only with Gwen.
Okay.
I didn't get to talk to John Legend, which sucks.
Yeah,
I would love to do that.
I would think so. I mean, he's so talented playing piano.
But oh yeah, he's crazy. But my day where I was with Gwen doing a lot of filming, it was the same day that everyone was doing. Gwen and Reba had one day, and then Niall and John had one day.
Okay.
So I got to like hang out and just watch Reba exist. So like I
In
would,
the present, they call her the queen, right?
Yeah.
I saw Niall the other day say, "The queen speaks."
Exactly. She is the queen of country. But it'd just be so crazy to like use your eyes as your own cameras and be like, all right, so like how does this work? Not what just all of America sees, what is happening right now. So I'd see her and like three people around her like constantly touching up her makeup and outfit, and then 1 second later she'd be filming and she'd just be perfect. Obviously it's Reba. And then the cameras would shut off, and then it's like right back to like it's gone, but it's still Reba.
Right.
Like Reba never.
She's
puts
not putting
on,
something. Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
She never puts on a fake face, and she's just so kind. She just walked around and said, "How are y'all doing?" I was like,
That was good too.
I'm doing better now that you just asked and talked to me." But I don't know. I don't know any behind the scenes stuff.
Well, no, but I just love the experience. I think that's what everybody always wants to hear. Like if you
Yeah.
just tuned in and you didn't hear him say it earlier, every single one of them were as real as you're watching.
Yeah.
You want that to be. You don't want to see fakeness. You definitely don't want someone to say, "Yeah, I wasn't treated well." I'm glad that everybody behind the scenes did that, and in
Absolutely.
front of the camera as well.
And they made sure to like give you some sort of like way to reach them. So like Niall always
good.
gave people emails. Reba is on top of this is just the Reba podcast. But she's on top of that, such a sweetheart. One of my very, very good friends. Her name's Elizabeth Evans.
Okay.
She is in Nashville right now, and Reba has another place in Nashville, and she just performed at the Grand Ole Opry, I think, and texted Elizabeth and said, "Hey, I don't know what you're doing on like Saturday night, but if you want to come hang out with me backstage, like you can at my concert." I was like, what? So Elizabeth, I was like, have fun, I guess. And she just like put on a cool outfit and then went to Reba's concert and hung out with Reba and her boyfriend backstage. I was like, yeah, that's the coolest person I've ever met.
Okay, because I was going to say, I don't have Reba's number in here, but I wish I did. I would get her on the phone and she'd say,
I wish I
yeah, Eli was great. That already broke earlier. Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to have Eli play another song for us. That's how we'll end the show. But before we do so, I just asked you if you're faith-based.
Yeah.
You are. So we always end our shows with these books. They're incredible. They're from Stephen Arterburn. It's 100 Days to Freedom. Okay, so listen and tell me what attaches to any aspect of your life or something that someone that you really love is going through. So fear and anxiety. And it could have been fear stepping up on that stage, right?
Yeah.
That might be it. Overeating, depression, shame, and anger. We're taking people out of this and giving them a better hope and light.
Yeah. Let's do the third one. Was it depression? Right?
Depression.
Yeah, let's go for that one.
Let's go for that one. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to give you 100 Days to Freedom from Depression, and then you're going to play us out. What song are you going to play for us?
Haven't decided yet.
Oh, I
Hopefully
love
we
it.
figure out fast.
All right, we'll have more with Eli when we return. think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willie offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovarehealth.com. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Well, welcome back. It is 7:54. It's been a great hour. The Real Monica Adams Show with Eli Ward today. It's all been about Eli. It's all been about this, the music. My husband, and we're going to be real here, my husband was trying to help this morning, but he's like a bull in a china closet. And I said, no, don't help. And then boom, we hear this crash. And it broke. So we'll just hold it because today it's about the music. Okay, so Eli picked 100 Days to Freedom from Depression. Have you went through that in your 21 years?
Something like that. Sure.
Sometimes?
Kind of.
You know, we just always think we all go from something, but we rise above, right?
Yeah.
We try to thrive again. So depression or bullying and things like that have happened in your past. If you are dealing with that right now, I want to give you some hope because today's is day 13, Finding Hope. And now, O Lord, for what do I wait? My hope is in you. This is Psalm 39, verse 7. Those suffering from depression search for relief from its grip, whether our experience is related to a loss or the unexplained sadness that takes over our lives. This emotional disease saps our ability to know what to do next. Our thinking can become unclear and we can lose our ability to focus. Without some way to cope with what we feel, we can approach the abyss of hopelessness. So what is hope? Hope's the anchor of life. Hope is the unshakable belief that things will get better. We have hope when we have proof that things are moving in the right direction. Even if that moment seems small, so small, it might take others to point it out to us. So what does hope look like with depression? Well, hope is that we will start to feel better, that we'll start to feel excitement about the simple things in life again. Hope is different from a wish now. Hope is not necessarily rooted in something tangible. It's a reaction to the smallest thing that intersects our path and turns us toward healing. For those who believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, our best hope is Him and that He can make all things right. Take time to look at the Bible stories that demonstrate hope in the For Further Reflection reading. Each person in those stories knew something about Jesus' teaching and miracles. Each story also highlights unhesitating hope in Jesus' ability to heal, whether it be a touch or whether it be a word. Jesus can make all things right. Depression might make you feel that you've lost everything, but with hope, you have everything. Annie Lamott said, hope begins in the dark, the stubborn hope that if you just show up and try to do the right thing, the dawn will come. You wait, you watch, and you work. You don't give up. Charles Spurgeon said, without Christ, there is no hope. And Francis Chan said, true faith means holding nothing back. It means putting every hope in God's fidelity to His promises. If you want further reflection, Luke 7, verses 1 through 10, or Luke 8, verses 41 through 56. Look into those. Today's prayer, thank you, Father, that you are victorious over everything. When life turns dark and I have turned over every stone, help me to remember that my hope is in you. And because of who we are, I can walk in victory. Amen to that. And hope. Hope and possibilities, Eli, is what we all are hoping for, right? It's where can we go? Well, I hope for you that you are going to do incredible things. I know you will. You're so grounded. You are so passionate. You are very well raised. Thank you to your parents for that. Happy birthday again to Grandpa coming up. And thank you for sharing time with us.
Thank you.
Stay in touch with me, please. I'd love to know.
Sure.
Well, I've got you talking to somebody who can really take you places, so I think I'll be around you. And yes, thank you, God, for the blessing that you've given this young gentleman, and then where you're taking it from here. So you've had a little time to think. What are you going to end our show with?
I think I'll let you choose, actually.
Okay.
There's one called Barren Land, and it's a newer one. It's a little bit more upbeat and poppy. And then there's one that's an older one that is called Text When You Leave, and it's a little less poppy, but it's...
Which one do you feel most drawn to that you want to leave our audience with? Because I'm going to lean one way, but let's see. What would you pick? Like, if you have to, don't think about it. Just what would it be?
Barren Land.
That's it. That's what I chose.
Cool.
I was like, texting. I don't like texting. All right. Thank you again, everybody that's been watching the show today. Spread this, follow. Make sure you share and share and share so that we can get him into the right hands so they can take his career higher and higher and higher. Thank you all for watching, and we're going to let Eli take the show out.
Thank you. I'll make my bed later, I'll just sit and think while I've got you on my mind. We started talking, now you're talking in the rain. I can walk in a straight line. And through all the good things and the bad, you're there. I've set you up and dragged you down, but you don't seem to care. Now all we know is gone. We're fighting for a loss. What happens after you? Oh, what happens when we're through? Oh, and I'll tell you, barren land in deserts and ways. What happens after you? Oh, what happens after you? It feels like simple things have lost all of their meaning. Am I a waste of time and space? I kinda forgot what it feels like to be sleeping and what it feels like to be awake. All we know's still gone. We're fighting for a loss. What happens after you? Oh, what happens when we're through? Oh, and I'll tell you, barren land in deserts and waits. What happens after you? Oh, what happens after you? Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Again, I say this all the time. Go out and be anything you want to be in this world. He's going places, and so are you. But before you're anything, I say this all the time. Be kind, everyone. Let's just have you strum something on the way out for us. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're